Today on Ridge Roamer, we're going to do an overview of this Ural Gear Up, walk around all the features, how it operates, then we're going to take it for a ride on-road and off-road, and I'll give you my thoughts. While this Ural may look like it's straight out of World War II era, this is actually a 2018. Belongs to a great friend of mine, Chris, and he has given me the opportunity to go over this bike and take it for a ride today. So one of the most obvious things about this bike is it does have a sidecar, and it is specifically designed and comes with that sidecar. So a lot of things like your suspension is much different than what you find on a traditional motorcycle, because this bike was purpose-built for the sidecar. It is loaded up. He has got the fairing on the bike. He's got the lower wind deflectors for your legs. It's got the sidecar protection here and off-road lights. It's got the windshield on the sidecar as well, luggage rack on the sidecar. It's got a shovel down here, jerry can for gas. He's got mounts for GPS, and it's absolutely loaded up. Incredible motorcycle. But kind of going over some of different controls and things. It's standard motorcycle controls, so you know, your clutch, your brakes, key, ignition, run, don't run, start, all that stuff, you know, turn signals, horn, all the same. A few of the things that stand out though, first, it does have a parking brake, so a little bit different than a standard motorcycle. It's a very simple lever to engage and disengage the parking brake. And then getting down into your controls, for the shifter, it does have kind of a modified heel-toe shifter. It's really more of a toe-toe, but always pressing down. Can't really get your heel there with the cylinder the way it is, but it does have that option. This here is the backup kickstarter, so even though it does have electric start, you've got that peace of mind that if your battery does go dead, you can kickstart it. There's also a center stand down here. That's primarily for maintenance. Obviously, you don't need the center stand to keep the bike upright with the sidecar, but it helps tremendously if you have to do any maintenance on the rear end of the bike. Going around to the right-hand side, you've got a standard rear brake lever there. But then you've got another toggle here, and that is your forward and reverse. So if you press on the reverse, it will automatically put it in the reverse gear. When you put it in the forward gear, press forward again, it will put it into your forward drive, though it does automatically kick it into neutral. And then this lever here is your one-wheel or two-wheel drive selector. That's right, this is a two-wheel drive vehicle. If you look back here, you've got a drive shaft coming to the rear drive assembly, then another drive shaft going over to the sidecar wheel. So it is the two-wheel drive version, and it gives you capability to either drive solely the motorcycle wheel or both the motorcycle and sidecar wheel, and we'll see how that changes. You also notice you do have a disc brake on all three of the wheels, and it's got a suspension there as well for the sidecar. And then to engage and disengage one-wheel drive and two-wheel drive forward on this lever, puts it in one-wheel drive, and then it's just a matter of moving that down to the lower or further back, puts it in two-wheel drive. So very easy to engage and disengage. And then you may also have noticed that on that rear brake, you do have linkage that comes over to the sidecar to actuate the sidecar brakes. So standard bench seat, similar to what you saw through a lot of the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's got the front protection on here for the front fender. And then here you have the trunk release. So lift that lever and you can open up the trunk. Gives you a lot of storage space down in there. And then you've got this cockpit cover here, which is also an option for the sidecar. And that opens up to give you access to the sidecar seat and leg room. Lots of options there for additional storage. And then when you do go to get in and out, this front windshield for the sidecar will tilt forward, making access a bit easier.
All right, well, I guess it's time to take this thing for a ride. Come around here. Now, definitely one thing that is different for me is I'm not used to this confined space here, so I have noticed where I kind of want to kick the sidecar accidentally, so I have to be very careful about getting my foot down in there. Again, key up front, put it to the run position, hit the starter, fires right up. It is fuel injected. Now we're standard on most of the controls, so I'll go ahead and hold the brakes here, turn the parking brake off. I could easily go up on this bank and around, but since I kind of want to show off all the controls, I'm going to go ahead and put it in reverse. So down here, that lever there is reverse, so we've put it in reverse, and we can back it up. Then to go forward on that lever there, and you see it did kick us back to neutral automatically, so I have to put it into first, and then we're off. Whew. Definitely has more of the ATV feel. I'm gonna go for an initial ride by myself here, kind of get comfortable before we head out and do all of our exploring. It definitely pulls when you grab that gear. A, shifting is not super smooth. B, when you are accelerating, you can tell that it is not symmetrical, I guess is the right word. The sidecar adds a lot of drag in the way that this handles, so you've got, almost feels like more sway as you're accelerating and letting off, because the motorcycle is being pulled forward on the left side, but not on the right. And it is not a powerhouse. A downshift is required, even on some of these pretty standard hills. I feel like I'm all over the road. It is a strange feeling to not lean, and it's also a strange feeling to not be using the whole lane with the motorcycle wheels and tires. I'm taking up almost the whole lane with the bike. So now I am leaning some because turning to the right, it wants to fly the sidecar, and there's no weight in it right now. Of course, the more weight you have in it, person, luggage, cargo, whatever you might have, a dog, you're going to have a bit more stability there, but you're also going to have more drag. So I guess you'd have to take the good with the bad. Just running around some of the back roads by my house. Definitely can't cut these corners too sharp like I'm used to. Got to stay wide and kind of keep an eye on that sidecar wheel. There's the sidecar was up. Figured I'd cut the corner a little sharp at the very end there and see what happened. Oh, wildlife. Out of the way, geese. Oh my, it says I'm going 30. It definitely feels like you're going a lot faster than you are. So before I looked down, I would have guessed I was ripping 40 to 45 through those corners, and turns out I'm more in the 25 to 30 range. But part of that, I assume, is also because it's new to me. Transmission is only a 4-speed, but that 4th gear is very tall. So Chris said it's no problem for him to run, you know, 65, 70 miles an hour. He's pushing the bike, but it's not a problem. So I don't know that we'll get up that fast, but it is good to know it'll at least run highway speeds. No gear indicator, no fuel level, just a gas light. Boy, it pushes you through those corners. I ride this little loop a lot, and this bike is working me harder than any other ones I've ever ridden through here. It's not ungodly slow, but I would compare it, boy, I don't know, I think at this point with some of the mods done, my Honda Monkey 125 is probably fairly similar. You can definitely find in between gears easily. I think my WR250R Yamaha is probably faster than this. This is a 750cc, but it is geared and it is tuned for torque and low-end grunt, being able to go off-road, explore. It is not a sport bike by any stretch of the imagination. As you're hitting all this off-camber bumps and changes in the pitch of the road, it is extremely evident with the motorcycle, because the drag on the sidecar changes, and it's not like a standard motorcycle where even on uneven terrain the bike stays straight up and down or leans in the curve. This always follows the road surface. Except in situations like that where you fly the sidecar a little. Alright. Different, but wow, it's fun. I will say the wind protection on this thing is awesome. Between the fairing with the giant windshield, the lowers, I'm very comfortable. It's a little cool out today, but not bad. But definitely has good wind protection. Alright, now back on the gravel, I'm going to go ahead and put it into two-wheel drive. So just move that lever to the other side, this little bent tab. So it should be in two-wheel drive now. See how it handles in two. Whoa! Okay, so immediately all of my compensation that I was giving for the drag of the sidecar is gone. Now all of a sudden with it pulling, it's naturally pushing straight, and if anything now the front wheel of the motorcycle that's not driven feels like the drag, and it feels like the sidecar is trying to pass the motorcycle. We're gonna find some off-road. Let's go ahead and head down into my woods, see how it does. Now this off camber is a little awkward. I don't know for sure that we're gonna fit through all this, but we'll sure try. We'll have to be a little extra careful. Ooh, especially right here. Come on, round. Looks like we got it. All right, made it through. That was a tight squeeze. Woo. Hill climb here, no problem. Ooh, now we get to test the turning radius. Nope. Alright, now back into forward, back into gear. No problem. Back in one-wheel drive. Go get ready and do some more riding. Whoa, push. Wonder if she slides. Not very well.
Alright, so in so many ways this bike rides exactly like any other motorcycle. And in so many ways it is 100% different. It's not just the stability, it's not having to not put your feet down on the ground. What I mean is that this thing is a beast. doesn't just track like a standard motorcycle where you lean into a corner. This, you really have to muscle it. It's a lot more work than a standard motorcycle. It is not fast. It's one of the slower motorcycles just because of the sheer size and the engine design. It's not a performance bike in any way. When you go around the corner to the right, you can lean and it will raise the sidecar up. When you go to the left, the sidecar kind of acts as an outrigger and it's much more stable. It is quite awkward. It takes a little getting used to. Where I find motorcycles just a breeze to ride, this three-wheel with the sidecar, especially off-road and two-wheel drive, you're kind of along for the ride. You do your best to steer it where you want to go, and it will absolutely take you for a ride. So you have to be careful. With that said, it is a blast. It's like nothing else I've ever ridden. Had a great time. Thank you very much to my friend Chris for giving me the opportunity to take this out and have a good time with it. If you own one, let me know long term what your thoughts are having to live with this day to day. So it's its own unique beast, wonderful and difficult all at the same time.